Hello everyone, welcome to PSIR World. Many people have been asking me about my preparation strategy and my resources, that how I prepared for UGC NET JRF. So I decided to make a video about this. So in this video, I will explain you how I cracked UGC NET JRF, not once but twice, and what was my smart study plan. I'll explain everything about my strategy in this video and what resources I followed. Watch this video till end. I hope this video will help you in some way. So this is the mark sheet of my first attempt, which I gave in December 2023 during the third semester of my PG. In this attempt, I scored 234 out of 300, and in paper 1, I got 40 questions correct, and in paper 2, I got 77 question correct. Overall, I got 117 question correct, and I qualified for JRF in my first attempt. And this is the mark sheet of my second attempt, which I gave in June 2024 after my PG. This exam was once cancelled, so the re-exam happened. In this, I scored 242 out of 300, and in paper 1, I had 43 questions correct, and in paper 2, I got 78 questions correct. Total 121 questions were correct out of 150. In this also, I qualified for JRF. In my both attempt, I had my score very well above the JRF cutoff, and I scored very good in both of my attempt. Before I explain you about my strategy, I want to share that why I chose to give UGC NET JRF. So I was preparing for UPSC, so I decided to have a backup plan alongside my UPSC preparation, because UPSC is a very competitive exam and there is no certainty. Qualifying for JRF gives me a path to academic career as a professor and researcher. I have a very good interest in these profession also, and it was a smart decision for future security. If I qualified it in my first attempt, why I gave it twice? So first attempt was for securing a backup plan during the PG, so that I don't feel any burden or any pressure. But second attempt I gave to secure admission in any reputed institution due to the new rules in which the net score will be used as the admissions cutoff mark. So what was my strategy or my smart study plan? First, I analyzed the syllabus and the PYQs to understand what to study for this exam, and I made sure that I am stick to the syllabus. I didn't took any coaching for this or any paid classes. Self study and YouTube was enough. So what sources I followed for this exam? First, let's talk about paper 1. I will say do not ignore the paper 1. Why? Because it is my secret. In my both attempt, I had 40 plus correct questions in paper 1, and in paper 2 I have 77 or 78 in my both attempt, which is not a very high score. But when you combine with paper 1, it is very high score. So many people do good score in paper 2, but they lack in paper 1. They always left behind by 10 to 20 marks from JRF, and they qualify net only. The reason is that they do not prepare paper 1. So how I prepared for paper 1? I took each topic of the syllabus, I searched in YouTube and Google, and made short note about that topic. Along with this, I followed EduSeeker paper on rapid revision. It is a crisp and concise material. First, you need to have conceptual clarity, so which I did through YouTube and Google. I focused on repetitive topics like DI, fallacy, research related software, education related software. So I focused more on these topics. Now let's talk about paper 2. I followed Subraranjan PSIR notes for fundamental and conceptual clarity, and for Indian polity I followed Lakshmikant, which is very well known book. I didn't follow any standard book like OP Gauba and Haywood or Rajiv Bhargava. I tried to read them, but they were so lengthy and time consuming, which I can't, so I decided to follow this PSIR notes only, because I was studying them for my UPSC optional also. For facts revision, I followed EduSeeker Rapid Revision and Pol Science Help Guide, which is a vast collection of facts and data. These are very useful material for memorizing the facts and data which you need for this exam. You can collect them by yourself and make your own notes, but I did this way because it was easier for me to get all the data at one place. So which mock test series I followed? I'll say the best test series is PYQ. I used to follow PYQ only, and for both paper 1 and paper 2, I solved more than 5-year PYQs. After solving each PYQ, I used to focus on my weak topics in which I am facing difficulty, and I focused more on them and I tried to improve. I used to solve both PYQ together in fixed time like real exam in 3-hour time period, and one after one, not separately. And whatever repetitive topics were there, I try to learn them at any cost, like DI, fallacy, UN missions. Initially, I used to feel difficulty in these topics, but once I tried to learn them, they became very easy for me. One most important thing we need for this exam is frequent and multiple revision to remember the fact. To be honest, this exam is all about fact. There is very little they ask about the basic concepts. They ask more about the fact. So you need to give equal importance to each topic. I used to give, because questions are coming from every unit. Do not compromise with any unit. Like, many people read more about Western political thought, Indian political thought, and they ignore some other topics like pub-ed or comparative politics. And we need to mug up books, definitions, quotes, statements, etc. I tried to mug up them or memorize them at any cost. I did multiple revision to mug up the book's definition, quotes, and statements. So now I'll tell you how I attempt the exam. So I used to solve paper 2 first in 1.5 hours and rest 1.5 hours for paper 1. I used to solve it in 2 rounds. In first round, I will do those questions in which I am 100% sure. And in second round, I'll do elimination, intelligent guessing, or anything, because there is no negative mark. We can attempt all the questions without any fear. Then after doing paper 2, I will do paper 1. One important thing that I used to do DI in the last hour. Everything else other than DI in 1 hour I used to solve. I used common sense to solve teaching and research aptitude related questions because they are very tricky, but with common sense we can solve them. Here also I used to do 2 rounds. I'll say do not waste time on maths question in first round. If you are not able to solve any question in first round, so skip it and come back after solving rest of the paper. Many people do the mistake, they will start with DI and they will waste so much time in DI only, and at the end they will miss so many questions which are very easy in paper 1. So there is a key for more marks. There are 15 questions which comes without any effort from reading comprehension, and you can solve all of them if you improve your RC as much you can, and you can solve all of them correctly. So there are some mistakes which we need to avoid. The one mistake is ignoring paper 1. Many people ignore paper 1, they just focused on paper 2, but you cannot solve all the question in paper 2 correctly. So you need to have strength in paper 1, which can make you qualify for JRF. Second mistake is too many resources. Many people have multiple resources which make them so confusing. It is difficult to revise so many resources. And one mistake is having no PYQ practice. Many people do not solve PYQ, but PYQ are very important. Many PYQ are repeated many times in the exam and they are very important for understanding the exam pattern. There is one more major mistake is that ignoring the time management. Many people are left out of the time in the real exam because they do not have practice of time management. You need to have your time management strategy, that how I will solve the exam, and you need to solve the exam in time bound manner. So here are my tips for you. Have a plan ready, plan your whole strategy, that how I'll study for this exam and what resources I will follow. Second is be consistent. This exam don't need more than 6 months, but you need to be consistent and dedicated for this exam. And you need to believe in yourself. Smart work is always greater than hard work, so focus on what matters the most. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Comment below if you have any doubt. I will definitely answer your doubt, and stay tuned for more helpful videos on PSIR world. We are going to make so many useful videos for UGC NET JRF and UPSC PSIR and current affair related. So everything which will be uploaded here will be very helpful for you. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video.